In this video, we will discuss about the regulatory challenges in the implementation of smart grid technology. So first point is that many utilities are doing well in their current practice, and therefore it is very hard to convince them about the benefits of smart grid. The reason being that the utilities which are using the monitoring and control applications were developed around 30 or 40 years back, and those applications have been matured over the time so that they are now more reliable as compared to the new software applications being built. So utilities have very less faith in the new software applications because they have not tested it. So because of that, they are more comfortable with the existing software applications, and they want to continue with that software applications even if there are a lot of challenges in the technology involved in those applications. So therefore it is very difficult to convince them the benefits of a smart grid because they are now comfortable with the technology which they have right now. Energy efficiency is one of the benchmarks of a smart grid. It does not necessarily lead to economic efficiency. So the problem is that the economic efficiency which utility sees in terms of the utilization of new technology, the utility is not comfortable with investing money in the smart grid technology because it doesn't offer economic efficiency. Although it is offering the energy efficiency, but when they do the cost benefit analysis, they find that the smart grid technology is relatively costly to adopt, and that's why the economic efficiency which they want from the operation doesn't come. For obvious reasons, the smart grid technologies are implemented in phases. The overall benefit of smart grid may become apparent only after the coordinated utilization of the technologies. Since the smart grid technology is evolving, the complete picture is not visible by the implementation agencies and the utilities and even by the researchers. So because of that, whenever a new technology is being developed, it is being implemented in the smart grid domain and it is being tested accordingly. But we cannot say that the technologies which we have developed till now are sufficient. There are a lot of technologies which are now being developed and they will keep on being developed in the future also. So that's why the shape of the future smart grid technology cannot be visualized today completely, and because of that, whenever a new technology is being developed, it is being tested in the power system domain, and because of that, the complete coordinated utilization of the technology is still not being visualized in the power system network. Policies to reward and incentivize investment in the smart grid needs to be formulated. So this has to be taken care by the regulators, that whenever a new technology is being implemented in the power system network for the realization of smart grid concepts, the proper incentive has to be given to the utility companies and the solution providers so that they are encouraged to develop and install those technologies in the power system network. Mechanisms need to be worked out on various stakeholder involvements, such as promoting demand response. So that means that the various stakeholders, such as customer or service provider or the utility companies, should know how the smart grid technology is benefiting them. So the benefits can be monetary as well as benefit in terms of the comfort. But when we say that the involvement is required from various stakeholders, the benefit which they will get from the technology implementation needs to be properly communicated so that they are encouraged to get involved in the implementation of those technologies. Say for example, in case of demand response program, if customer comes to know the benefits of demand response program in terms of monetary benefits as well as in terms of the optimization of the energy consumption, then customer will be happy to get himself involved in the implementation of smart grid technology. Other challenges which regulators may face in the implementation of smart grid technologies are encouraging the system operator and utilities to play more active role in addressing future economic, technical and social challenges. So operators and utilities will keep on facing lot of challenges in the implementation of smart grid technology, but to address those challenges they have to play a more active role. Now, forming a long-term clear-cut policy for the implementation of smart grid is needed. We have still not implemented the clear-cut policy for the implementation of smart grid. That's why the smart grid is not being taken up by the various utilities and the system operators in a big way. Policies for integration of electric vehicles, demand response and renewable energy systems into the existing market needs to be properly documented, because these are the new technologies which are now being integrated in the distribution system. Say for example, the electric vehicle, whether the time-based billing has to be done for the electric vehicle charging, or the electric vehicle should be remotely monitored and controlled by the system operator to allow vehicle to charge only in a particular time period, or what kind of tariff needs to be imposed on the electric vehicle charging. All those things are still not being documented by the regulator. So because of that, the lot of challenges utilities are going to face when the electric vehicles are being integrated into the distribution system. Similarly, in case of demand response, how the demand response program will be implemented, how the contract between customer and the utility companies will be carried out, how the incentivization mechanism will be developed, all those things are still not being documented. That's why the demand response program is not being appreciated by the customers. Similarly, the renewable energy system, how the renewable energy systems will be integrated, how the renewable energy system will interact in the market, all those things needs to be documented so that there is no challenge, whether it is economic or the technical or the legal, which may see in the integration of the implementation of such kind of technologies. Now we have to be ready to handle huge amount of data which is coming from smart meters, phasor measurement unit, intelligent electronic devices and lot of sensors which we will deploy in the smart grid domain. The data handling is still not being well thought of in the power system domain, and still the post-mortem analysis which we carry out in the power system network is in bits and pieces, and there is no clear-cut mechanism on how to process the huge amount of data which is coming from the field for better monitoring and control of the power system network. So this needs to be properly articulated, and it has to be technically documented and put in place so that the utilities can have the better insight about the data handling, and they can utilize it for better monitoring of the power system network. Data protection issue is also one of the important factor which is still not being taken up in a big way. While when we are moving into the smart grid domain, means lot of data exchange is happening through various communication network and through various intelligent electronic devices, then those devices and the communication networks are very vulnerable to cyber attacks. So the system has to be designed in such a way that we can save our system from any possible cyber attacks. Smart grid standardization is also required so that the seamless integration of various technologies and equipments can happen from different vendors. Say for example, in case of intelligent electronic devices, if we are not following the standard data integration mechanism, then the devices of different vendors cannot be integrated in the substations. This will again create a lot of challenges in the seamless operations of those devices. Now let's see what are the various global smart grid agencies. You can go through the websites of these agencies so that you can get more information about the smart grid technology. So first is the IEEE. It is started on 1st January 1963 in New Jersey, USA. IEEE Standard Association is one of the important body in IEEE for standard making. The next body is IEC, that is International Electrotechnical Commission, which was formed on 26 June 1906 in Geneva. This is a non-government organization, works in the standardization of electrical technology. Then NIST, that is National Institute of Standard and Technology, which was formed in 1901 in Maryland, USA. The role of NIST is to promote innovation. If you go through the website of NIST, you will see a lot of material related to smart grid framework. So I would encourage you to go through this website and read the smart grid framework related documents. Then another body is SIGRE, which was found in Paris in 1921, which facilitate the technical exchange of information in high voltage engineering. UCAIUG, that is Universal Communication Architecture International User Group, that is again not-for-profit organization of utilities and service providers, which works mainly in the data interoperability. So this is again very important organization which ensures the device as well as data interoperability in the smart grid framework. Next is IPRI, that is Electrical Power Research Institute, formed in 1972. The headquarters is in California. This is again not-for-profit organization and works in the industry-led R&D initiatives. The next is the NREL, that is National Renewable Energy Lab. It is started in 1977 in Colorado. It is being funded by Department of Energy and it is dedicated to R&D in the renewable energy sources as well as the battery storage. So if you are interested to work in renewable energy sources and the battery storage, I would suggest you go through the various documents available on NREL website. Then another organization is ESA, which was formed on 28th April 1945 in Pittsburgh. Its focus is industrial automation. So next is NERC, that is North American Electric Reliability Corporation, which was formed on 26 March 2006 in Atlanta to promote power reliability. So these are few major agencies which are working in the smart grid technology. Now let's see what are the various smart grid agencies in India. So first is India Smart Grid Forum, that is ISGF, which was launched by Power Minister on May 26, 2010. This ISGF is a not-for-profit voluntary consortium of public and private stakeholders. The objective of this forum is the acceleration of the development of smart grid in Indian power sector. Next agency is NSGM, that is National Smart Grid Mission, which was established in January 2016 by Government of India under Ministry of Power to accelerate the smart grid deployment in India. We also have Center Power Research Institute, that is CPRI, which was established by Government of India in 1960 in Bangalore, and in 1978 it became Autonomous Society under Ministry of Power. The CPRI is a national lab to undertake applied research in power, and also it is a testing agency for various power system equipments. In addition to these three, there are many utilities which have started individual activities at different levels. Those are like smart grid pilot projects being taken up by various utility companies in India. Other than that, the Ministry of Power has also initiated various smart grid pilot projects to do the research as well as implementation of various smart grid technologies. Out of total 15 pilot projects funded by Ministry of Power, one project is being implemented at IIT Kanpur, where we have implemented the SCADA system, advanced metering infrastructure, and the various solar integrations and home automations are being taken up in that project.